Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crime Chronicles with T, where we actually recap the TV series called Found. I am definitely loving these episodes. Today, I'm actually going to recap episode 3 and 4 since I'm a little late with these recaps, but I promise to be on it going forward. Now, episode 3, which was last week, last Tuesday, the name of that was called Missing While Widowed. As the third episode of Found begins, Gabby confronts Sir. Of course, we know Sir is the guy that actually had kidnapped her when she was younger. Was just going back, arguing, saying that she wanted him. He was, going back to the past, saying that she wanted him to kidnap someone else. So he was pretty much telling her a lie back then. Sir says it wasn't easy for her to ask if that makes her feel better. He accuses her of distorting the truth as to a way to protect herself. After Gabby says she wants to remember, Sir says it was a lovely evening. In 2003, Sir speaks to young Gabby about surgery's work, which so claim in Inherit is Dangerous. He believes that she was distracted that day and seemed foggy. Sir asks Gabby if she would like a friend. He gives her a few seconds to decide and she quickly says yes. She like a friend. In the present, Margaret, that's the person whose, child is missing, son is missing, tells Gabby's that they have a new client. There is a doorman at a building in DuPont, and he believes one of the elderly residents, Reggie Moore, disappeared. Reggie has been gone for 2 days. Margaret's daughter, Taylor, walks in moments later. Margaret speaks to her daughter while Cliff tells the team about Reggie. Margaret admits it has been 10 years since her and her daughter have seen each other, but she remembers everything about Taylor. If Margaret terminates her paternal rights, Taylor will qualify for a full financial aid. So that is why Margaret's daughter came to see her. Gabby knows that Cliff last saw Reggie when he was going on his usual coffee run with a newspaper in his hand. Cliff reveals Reggie is a loner who was once a music teacher. Ever since his husband died, he cocooned himself even more. Now, as I was watching this, it seemed like, the guy actually had a crush on Reggie. So it seemed to me that Cliff actually had a crush on Reggie, but I was like, okay, let me keep watching to see what's going on. Now, Cliff shows Gabby a video of Reggie playing chopping. Cliff didn't go to the police because he didn't think the police would care about a missing black gay widower in his 70s. He goes on to tell Gabby how he knows Reggie is a good person. The teams gets to work trying to track him down, so they get on it right away. There are no social media accounts. So Dion says he spoke to Reggie's niece, Holly, which her name is Hollis, who claims Reggie's text this morning and said he was fine. Now Zeke shows them screenshot of the text message. Now Hollis, which is her niece, which is Reggie's niece, says she needs to confirm Reggie's account number to pay his light bill. Now after Reggie's husband died, he was devastated, of course, and he couldn't function. So Denise took over his finances. She is on her way to Reggie's apartment to check on him. Zeke begins working on getting everything he can on Reggie. So, Zeke is the person to do all the little computer research to see kind of what's going on. Researches the person's background. Lacey offers to get the car to take them to Reggie's house. Gabby tells her to wait for Margaret and meet them at Reggie's. Gabby and Dean confront Hollis moments later. Hollis struggles to remember the last time she actually saw or spoke to her uncle. Dean notices Reggie in a picture near a bridge. He remembers going to that bridge with his husband. Margaret arrives and says Lacey is downstairs talking to some of the residents. Hollis, which is the niece, of course, claims Reggie and Chris had a lot of friends, although Cliff thinks they kept a small circle. So when Chris passed, of course, Reggie didn't keep a contact with any of the friends. Cliff argues that Reggie was lonely. Reggie would complain about a dog's constant yapping or a party that went past 10 o'clock. But the residents got used to it. They got used to him kind of complaining about different things. Marcus interrupts and asks how long Reggie has been taking Ace inhibitors. So they go on. So this goes on for about, a 72-hour period. So they were saying, pretty much if he goes within 72 hours, he could likely have a heart attack from not taking his medication. So Margaret tells Denise to text her uncle and tell him to meet her at the 14th and do it right now. So Reggie says he can't make it because he's staying home, and they're sitting there like, okay, something's not right because they're in his home. So they believe that at this point it's the kidnapper that's doing those text messages. Zeke admits he can't find much on Reggie. His phone is 15 years old. He hasn't found a way in yet. Margaret wants to get Reggie photo out to every hospital in the area. She wants to keep the press and police out of this for the time being. Lacey admits she already has called Mark. Of course, we know Mark Trent, that's the detective who arrives seconds later. Mark says that the PD should have a CMA issue shortly. Mark is pleased with him to cancel it because public attention could get Reggie killed. Now, she asked Mark to triangulate the phone. Dean is tasked with going to Holly's apartment and staying by her side. Margaret will call the doctor to see if another prescription was called for in for Reggie. She soon learns that another prescription was not called in. The only bottle of medication was the one in his house. They have one day until Reggie's heart failed. Lacey soon realizes that Margaret isn't fine and Lacey isn't either. Margaret tells Lacey about her daughter and how she wants to emancipate from her. She believes she hasn't been Taylor's mom for a long time, and at least not since Jamie went missing. So, like I said, Margaret's son is missing and his name is Jamie. Daryl went for full custody because he saw what Margaret couldn't do. He saw that her inability to stop looking for Jamie was hurting her along with the kids. Margaret said distance and time bring clarity. The day they lost Jamie, they also lost their mother. When asked how many children she has, Margaret mentioned Taylor, Rachel, and Jamie. Lacey insists that she always be their mother before urging her to let go of the shame. Lacey offers to look for documents before Margaret ends her paternal rights. Dean asks Hollis back because he thinks she'll be the safest in back office. Now, Gabby's believe whoever adopted Reggie is younger by a few decades. She points out that his grammar was perfect months ago. Now they're all one-word responses in text messaging. We all know these young kids, or somebody in their early 20s. They're not going to sit there and text a whole paragraph. They talk about Margaret having two daughters. Dean admits he knew for a while. Gabby finds it odd that he never said anything. Lacey interrupts when she goes, and then they notice that when she goes to the bank, they notice something about going to that bank. After he says he is a big fan, Gabby tells him that they are regarding Reggie. They're coming to the bank regarding Reggie Moore. Julian says he loved Reggie. He comes in every Monday to pick up some cash for the week. He is a big fan of Whitney Houston, just like Julian. Gabby says they believe there might be some unusual activity in Reggie's accounts recently. Julian suggests that the niece has been stealing money from Reggie. He shows Gabby the $5,000 transactions that started shortly after Reggie's husband passed. When a customer funds go missing, they launch a full-scale branch investigation. That's how they determined it was Reggie's niece. Junior had an unfortunate conversation with Reggie 2 days ago, right around the time he went missing. Then asked for the servant's footage from that day. Now, Julian says sharing the bank footage is against policy, so they'll need to get a warrant. Gabby asks if he wants to be remembered as the bank who put protocol above a black gay elder. As Gabby and Dean leave, they discuss possibility that the niece is responsible for Reggie's disappearance. Now Trent got a lock on the phone. Dean is told to get security video of Zeke and call Margaret and Lacey. Now they shouldn't let Hollis leave the office. So at this time they're like, okay, they thinking this whole, that the niece had something to do with this. They soon find that his phone is in a dumpster. Now, when the phone is taken back to Zeke, he says there is no way to unlock the phone. Now, Margaret and Lacey watch the security footage from the motel. They immediately realize that Reggie was devastated when he found out about his niece. Now, the niece has been there, so she couldn't have dumped the phone. Zeke finds out that the niece, posted a fundraising project last month from unexpected car repairs, even though she doesn't have a car. She raised $2,000 and was hanging out to the beach 2 days later. Lacey finds a message from Reggie telling his niece to keep her hands off his money. Gabby says Hola sent screenshot of her text this week, yet this one wasn't on it. It's time to speak to her again. Mark says they should do this with the old-fashioned way. When he speaks to her, Holla says Reggie fired her as his guardian every other week. As for the fundraising scam, she scammed dumb men on the internet. She insists she would never steal from her family. She gets a call from Reggie that began recording. He tells her to leave me alone. Gabby tells her to keep talking. Reggie tells Hollis to stop texting. She was worried about him because it sounded like he was struggling to breathe. Later, Lexi tries to call Gabby about Margaret's daughter. Now, Gabby says they're handling things differently and they should respect everyone pretty much. Now, Gabby just was kind of going through stuff. She wasn't really mad at Lacey, but she kind of just going back to her past, kind of. So she was just trying to avoid Lacey through this episode. Lacey speaks to Taylor about her mother. Lacey insists Margaret is an amazing person and her whole family went through heck. Taylor used to think her mom couldn't be anyone's mother. Now she's wondering if she can't be hers. Lacey tells her that the grief hasn't ended since Margaret spends every night at the bus station. Gabby and Margaret reach Reggie's apartment so they can check it with a clear head. Margaret apologized for being distracted, not telling her about Taylor. They agree to bring Reggie home, so they start looking at his belongings again. Now, Margaret explains that she goes to the bus station to keep her memory of that day fresh. Gabby tells her to let go of the same. Margaret admits Lacey said the same thing, so Gabby raised her well. Gabby quickly points out that she didn't raise her. Margaret tells Gabby how she helps them find a power and purpose. She finds odd that Reggie doesn't have more mail since he lived his life offline. Cliff brings them what mail he could find. Margaret asks Cliff how long has he been in love with Reggie. And see, I knew that before they even said it. Cliff admits it has been years. Gabby finds out that Reggie switched banks. She suspects that the bank could be the thief. Dean learns that the two Bank of a Citizens Bank branches are under investigation from complaints of missing funds. Julian worked at both branches. Reggie's picture hit social media, so they're worried Julian is going to get spooked. Marcus told there was a confirmed sighting of Reggie being pushed into Marin Honda 3 days ago and he left the bank. Gabby tells her to see if the DMV records match Julian Barker. So Sharker is told to move quickly once they have an address for that car. Now, Dean and Gabby miss Julian at the bank by a few minutes. Julian tries to flee from them. This was an interesting scene, but they get tackled quickly. Mark admits they don't have anything. Dean attacks Julian, who says 3708 Foot Street Northeast is a bank foreclosure. Gabby team checks right to that place to find Reggie. And then once they show the scene at the hospital, Hollis pretty much talks to her uncle. Then the uncle, talks to everyone, and he is all good. So happy about that. Now later, Gabby asks Lace if she remembers the first night they met. She wants to know if it seemed like she was expecting her. Lacey says no because she was completely confused. Gabby just leaped into action. In a flashback, Gabby tells Sir she'd rather die than put someone through this. She goes home and tells Sir that he lied to her. Sir argues that he manipulated her for a while. Gabby reminds him that he isn't in control before taking his books. Then she asks for the toothbrush and soap. Gabby shows up at Lacey's place because she wants to apologize to her, which I thought was awesome. Taylor meets Margaret, which is her daughter, at the bus station. They have a conversation, and then the episode pretty much ends. So let me know if you watched the show. Let me know how you actually like episode 3. Would you give it or 3 or 4? Now, episode 4, it was actually pretty good. The episode was called Missing While a Pawn, and it definitely focused on trafficking and then someone named Annie, which come to find out Sir kidnapped someone named Annie. So she found the note. It said day two on the it said day 261. It reads, "My name is Annie and I am going to live. If you are reading this and Sir got you too, don't give up." So Gabby just kept in her mind, don't give up. Gatley tears the room apart in search of another message from her ghostly roommate, but Sir catches his latest victim before he can find what she's looking for. Annie used to like leaving notes in secret places. She was rebellious, he says, refused to adapt. As to what happened to the girl, he tells Gabby, threatening the same thing that will happen to you should you continue with this rebellion. I will have to begin again with someone new, just like Annie. You will never be found. Now, of course, it was cut to present day. We learn about Gabby has the closest full of cold cases, a closet full of cold cases file, which was very interesting. She had so many boxes in there, and one was actually labeled Annie. That seems to be contained only a few things: the dress that Gabby was wearing when she was escaped, and the note Annie left behind. Now, Sir, knowing from Gabby's footsteps that she's fixating on Andy's case, taunting her from her corner of the basement. Your hope is admirable, he says. You really think you're going to find her, don't you? So what happened to Annie? Is she alive? Is she buried somewhere? Oh, wait, what if she's being trafficked? After all, this week missing person case involved near trafficking of a young boy, and there was multiple references to how victims of trafficking are also impossible to find. Perhaps that was a clue of Sir getting rid of the victim like Annie, or what was taking them for the in the first place. One person who seems to be poised to some of these answers is Lacey, who caught Gabby in a lie through the power of tales. Because Gabby, Lacey's actually going to school to be a lawyer, so she's learning all of these different techniques. So when she asks her de facto mentor, she pretty much asks her, do you think that Sir would ever be found? And Gabby replied, do I think she'll ever be found? So it's like when people answer you by asking the same question, that's kind of like a lie. They trying to figure out, they ask that question again because they're trying to figure out a lie to tell you. Now, Gabby spent more than a year with Sir trapped up until day 322, and then the teenager believes she was his first victim. However, that flashback on Tuesday's episode revealed disturbing truth. She was his latest, but definitely not his first. Now, in the scene at the top of the hour, Gabby found that secret note. So this was, a pretty interesting episode. Now, at the end of the hour, Gabby, who was upset over the outcome of the case involving that child trafficking ring, looked through a box of Annie's belongings that she had kept, including the note. Although Annie's remains, we have no idea what's going on. Was Annie killed, or was she taken back home? What actually happened to her? It's clear that Gabby will not give up on searching for Annie, a point driven home by the secret file of Gabby's computer bearing her name and hidden inside a tax folder. So let me know your thoughts.